Oh, can I add it to this page without music? I don't think I can. Let me turn my music off. Pause. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on, let me move this. Yes, yes. Oh, I don't know if I can hear you. Let me move this thing off the screen because it's messing me up. Boom. Oh. I haven't heard you yet, though.
Got it yet?
Oh, say something. Yeah, I hear you now.
There we go. Okay.
You got glasses on. What's going on?
No, I just wear them because my eyes start hurting in here when I'm staring at the screen. So it's best stay in here so much it makes my eyes hurt.
Yeah. I mean, it's the blue light, right? The blue light.
Well, yeah, these are blue light and slight astigmatism.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just my eyes start hurting. I start seeing blurry.
I've been using grayscale on my phone, and it's been helpful sometimes, but then I have to turn it. Basically, it just makes the dopamine from the colors is just not there when you use that. So it's helpful with my eyes, but then I'll have to switch it often if I need to like post content because I need to see what color, what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been pretty cool so far. I've been avoiding my glasses.
Yeah, I try to use dark mode most of the time. The light mode absolutely lights me on fire, and then having it's just constantly being in here is rough on the eyes. Just is. Just
and
is.
And staring at the screen.
Yeah, and there's a light in my face on purpose, so it lights up and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That's one thing I want. I want better lighting. Like I want to, like, you know how yours is like all like the blues in the back all light up bright, but then you can still see your face. Like I need to like put effort into lighting my office, just not through the regular light.
I can change these two to different colors. There's green, blue.
Oh wow.
Red.
Oh, so you just real
light blue. I'll do green because we're in a bull run. So, and it changes the light under the table too. I just have to go over there to that remote and change it. It's on a different remote.
Wow. Trying to be like
can't tie them all together.
How have you been? I feel like you haven't been streaming a few weeks with you. How you been doing?
I'm good. Just hanging out. Ain't much to do till all this finishes up. So
Christmas?
Just gotta yeah, really. I mean, it's holiday time and stuff like this. All the big banks close and whatnot, and ain't no big moves gonna happen during a closed session. So ain't nothing you can really do except hang out and watch. And a lot of people's on holidays and stuff, so a lot of people ain't trying to pay a bunch of attention.
Does holiday really impact crypto?
Yeah, absolutely. It's cyclical.
Okay.
A majority of what you see isn't people. So are we already live?
Yeah.
Oh, my fault. I thought we was in the background. Yeah, a majority of what you see isn't live. A majority of what you see isn't people. A majority of what you see is nothing more than big computers running. And depending on the time of year, depending on the sentiment, etc., those algorithms all run in a certain direction. Simple as that. And when certain times come up, those algorithms speed up and slow down because it's safer. It's safer money-wise.
What?
It's the basis of all trades that you see. A basis of every price of every tradable asset that you see is not people. It is not people. That's completely, I say this all the time. It's the same people who say we're the only planet with life. Look up and see all those stars and tell me that not one of those stars has a single dot of life. All right, come on. It's obvious that that's not probably correct. Same thing when you see someone say, oh, well, it's people dumping. You don't know that. You're just guessing.
Yeah.
You're just guessing. So the actual facts are it's not people, it's computers on scales that you can't even mathematically fathom in your head because we simply can't do the math in our head fast enough. It's 10,000 times per nanosecond.
Yeah.
The calculations are done. And I think NVIDIA come out with a new thing yesterday. It does 70 gazillion, something like that numbers per second of transactions.
Yeah.
And it's a little bitty box.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I should have been bought stock in them and when I first learned about what a GPU was in 2017.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah, I didn't have any money back then. I should have done the same thing.
That's probably why I didn't do it. Probably why I didn't do it.
I was broke.
Same. So I was just like, okay, well, I won't do this. I seen also that you're ditching YouTube. I watched your stream about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I won't be told what to say. As simple as that. I'm
Yeah.
a free American. I work for my right to say what I want. My whole family, aside from me, is military. I chose not to go to the Marines. I had a chance. They visited my house on September 10th, 2001.
Oh wow.
September 11th, 2001. We all know what happened. So I didn't join the Marines because of that. I would have been the front line.
Right.
I might not even be here. So I
First.
decided that day, probably not. The Marines ain't the thing for me. Other people decided, oh yeah, I want to go fight. I get it. Honestly, I probably should have went, but I didn't. So, is what it is. But I don't even remember where I was going with that.
That's a sign though. I mean, still though, that's a sign. Like if you are like about to interview for something and then like the whole thing collapses the next day, maybe you shouldn't have. Like maybe I don't understand who would be like, you know what, this is the time. Unless like you just want to give it all to the country for whatever personal reasons you have. Like I wouldn't either. Like I'd be like, oh, you know what, this probably is not for me right now.
That's where I was going. It was just the lack of, so I went on a stream with another guy. His stream hasn't been touched. His YouTube channel hasn't been touched. He's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. As soon as I come on there and I say something that's unflattering toward price, the stream is marked as harmful or hate speech content. His whole channel was deleted, everything gone. Poof. Years worth of videos, years worth of backlogs gone. No explanation, nothing. Just gone. And that didn't happen until I showed up. And I know I've got haters because people stay in their feelings. And because of that, rather than all of my videos get taken down, I just said, well, that way I can keep my videos up. I'll go to a different platform. I can stream and say whatever I would like on X. I can say whatever I would like on Rumble. Obviously, there's consequences to your words.
Yeah.
So whatever you say bears weight. So, I'm still going to be responsible about it. We're not playing porn, nothing like that. It's charts with chart analysis on top of it,
Do you think that like your repurposed streams will be fine on X? Like on YouTube, say like if you stream on X and you want to save it and upload it to YouTube, do you think that like the uploaded ones will be fine? Do you think that it was like the live conversation that was like the straw that broke the camel's back for?
No, I think it would probably be okay, but I'd rather not risk that chance. Once you start deleting entire channels when I show up, well, that leads me to think, hey, not only are you right, but we're going to shut you up. And since I was on that stream, look what the price has done. It's lower or dead sideways, just like we said was going to happen. So it turns out the people who hate me the most are the ones who show how correct we are, unfortunately. Like I said, I could probably post them. I just decided, hey, if I post them on Rumble, I can say whatever I'd like. Rumble doesn't care what you say, aside from child porn and stuff like that, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you want to post your opinion, you're allowed to post your opinion. You're allowed to say, I don't have to use code words like I do for YouTube.
Yeah.
There's certain words you can't say on YouTube. They instantly flag you. It's a bot that does it. And I've had to avoid those over the years because I've got community struck before for saying certain words.
Oh,
it's crazy.
I have a potty mouth. I couldn't imagine.
Same. I talk like I talk, man. I'm born and raised in the hood. Whatever, dog. It's what I say. What I say. People don't gotta like it. You know what I mean? And we moved from the hood to the trailer park, and I got both experiences. So this is just how it comes out. It ain't because I want to. This is just how it comes out.
Man, you know what? Exactly. I mean, but I told my son when I'm around him, if I swear, I gotta pay into the swear jar. But you know what? I'm not around him right now. I'm just on the internet, so I can swear all I want.
Oh yeah, I don't try not to say it around the kids. Obviously, like if I stump my toe or something like that, man, whatever. We all human. I ain't even get mad at the kids if they do that, man. Come on, it hurts, bro.
Yeah,
I broke my pinky toe before. I know what it's like.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Do you have any special Christmas plans?
So as I've gotten older, we decided that we would buckle down on the whole go do 500 things for Christmas. We kind of try to keep it chill now. We do a little something, but nothing too special. We tried to take the kids to Tennessee on Christmas roughly, but this year we couldn't on account of the roads being washed out up here in Asheville, because we go through Asheville to get that. That's Interstate 40. Well, Interstate 40 is gone.
Wow.
No longer exists. It's gone. So you can't even take that path. Now I would like to take that path, but it's all right. We talked about it. We'll just go next year or something. We'll do something else. It is what it is. It's pretty up there in the Christmas time. We'd like to take them up there, spend a couple of days up there, and then we head back. But decided not to this year. We figured, we'll just do something else. Take them to a Hornets game or something.
Yeah, something fun. Family like. Yeah, I've been avoiding, not avoiding, but Christmas time. Like, my family is so huge. It is ginormous. So I've been trying to like indoctrinate people into like not buying gifts or us only doing Secret Santa, because like my family personally, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like the financial rationality behind the way people spend money on other people during this time, on other adults during this time, is crazy to me. Like, I'm not buying you a toaster. You buy yourself a toaster. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what else gets me is when people start them wedding lists and they go scan everything at Target. Man, look, you asking me to buy the whole store and you live in an apartment.
Like, I like the wedding list to have like experiences you can contribute to like their honeymoon. Like, it's cool. Like, that's kind of like more like you're in there, you're really helping them versus like you're getting them a kitchen maker or whatever. But I did get my friend a popcorn maker on his thing because I thought that was a pretty cool request for movie night with him and his wife.
Right.
But like, yeah, I've learned a lot about I've learned a lot about how I want to start traditions in my own family around Christmas, and like just really decentering like irresponsible spending. It just doesn't make sense. Like, my sister is 23. Oh, she's my streamer now. She's 23. She's like, oh, are we buying gifts? I'm like, you just moved in an apartment. You just emailed our whole family about donating gifts to you, and you're talking about buying gifts. Keep your money. Like, what are you doing? You're 23 years old. You should not be. And I get it, but it's like, that's not the only way you can share and show love. Like, it's not through gifts, especially when it puts you in a place where you're behind, or like where you're not good, or where you're stressed out. And that's one thing for me. If it makes me stressed out, I'm going to avoid it, especially if it's like not a non-factor. I'm like, oh, y'all stressing me out about these gifts. But what I did this year is that everybody, well, I'm not getting no gifts except for my son. He's a boy, so everybody in my family that I have like these little cute little cups, and they have little women things in there and like cutesy things, and I'll write a little note. That's it. That's all you're getting from me, and I expect nothing back.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's the difference. You expect nothing back.
Oh yeah, I want nothing. If anything, if people are asking me, there may be an issue on X, and let them know it's resolved. What happened with X? What did I do? Oh, we would just talk about this. I'm going to remove this from X and like try to add it back.
Eric asked me, what words do you have to avoid using YouTube? Well, obviously I'm not going to say them on here, but the word grape, drop the G. You can't say that. You can't say the word 50 Cent has a song, remove the P and add an S. I don't know what you heard about me. If you take the P out and add an S, you can't say that word. You can't say certain slang words. You can't say certain words that people feel offended by. Now, the interesting thing about that is pretty much any word that people feel offended by. Feelings change minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day. So what can you say? And the answer is, well, whatever they say, you can say. You agreed to that when you clicked the little box to upload a video. So no, I can say whatever I want about the crypto industry. It's just that I've said things that people don't like about their particular asset. So they immediately flag that video as harmful when I'm on there, because I'm harmful, you see, when I'm not. I'm just trying to help everybody. You just don't like the way I say it. You might not like the way it's delivered, but the truth is the package was the package. It was correct. You just didn't, you might have felt some type of way about how it was said or when it was said. And you might think that I affected the price of whatever it is you own, but I don't have the ability or power to make that happen. I'm just a dude, and people need to realize that. I guess because you're on the internet and you're talking, people think you're saying certain things or doing certain things. That's just not true. Again, that's why I won't be You know what I'm saying? I won't be told what I can and can't say. I'll just go somewhere else. And I moved off of X because it was such a crap hole. Well, it's gotten a lot better. I must admit that it's gotten a lot better. You're muted.
I feel like it's gotten better too. People will say whatever they want, but like I personally feel like it's a work in progress, but I enjoy it more. It's not like I enjoy it less than when Elon was. Some stuff was annoying, like when it would be like a video of like a puppies playing and then it would be like OnlyFans girls replying. That annoyed me, but I feel like that's happening less.
Yeah.
I've seen less of like just forcing porn, I think that's too much.
So I would agree. The whole porn thing is frustrating because he even talked about it. He said, I can't stop you and I'm not going to stop you, but what I can do is make you pay to do that. So if you're paying, well, you're a paying customer. If you don't like what they're doing, just, hide it. And then the algorithm will pick up that you're hiding that and it'll try to hide all of them from you.
Agreed.
So when I see stupid shit like that, I just hide it. And that way I ain't got to look at it because people share dumbest shit. It'd be a picture of a chick in McDonald's. Have you seen the whole video? No, I don't want to. Come on, bro. And then there's this 7,000 comment thread of people posting porn after porn after. Oh, come on, bro. Hide this shit. I don't want to see it, dude. Like, come on. If I wanted to see it, I would Google it. I don't need to see it. I would type it in the search bar if I wanted.
I'm like, damn, why? I'm just trying to look at the puppy. I'm trying to look at the comments to see like funny comments about people's reaction, and I can't engage with their reactions because of it. I'm like, what the? But that. So right now,
if you look at, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
If you look at the code, the algorithm of Twitter or X, and you look at the code and see what it highlights and what it does, and it's highlighting replies, especially replies to verified accounts. It's highlighting assets. If you list, like if you were to type Bitcoin, all right, fine, it'll put Bitcoin in the algorithm, but you type in hashtag Bitcoin, it denotes 15% of the move. Or if you put hashtag love it, it denotes 15% of that keyword to try to get you to stop doing that. All right. Wow. So there are keywords and key phrases in X that they've added to get people to stop. When like you see the picture of, have you seen the whole video? If whole video is used in the same sentence, it knocks that post down on purpose. Right. What? And you can see that in the code. It's open source. Anyone can see it. So I've tried to adjust the way I post based on the code. And I will say the views and the numbers have gone up based on that. And I tested a live stream before this, and I spent like 35, 40 minutes trying to tinker and test it and get it right. And I was playing with stuff. I was hitting certain buttons and moving certain things around to see would the views go up or the views go down. And they only went up the more I tinkered, which tells me it's like focusing it.
Oh, that's interesting because I haven't tested out live streams, right? Like as of yet, as far as like, okay, I have, but when I be on them things, I don't be doing nothing for real. What works for me is like, and what I feel like will be the best is like, say my stream is at 1, then like at 12:30, putting up, going live, putting up a screen and playing music and then like letting the room, because people will start to join and they will stay. It's very interesting, but like warming it up actually is a thing, and like giving yourself a break too. Like you don't even have to start at that time. Just make it live or go live before the time where you want people to come, and then like the audience looks more engaged. And I will say too, the longer that you stay live, the more people. Maybe that's like duh, but sometimes it could drop off. Like the longer you stay live, the more people. And like for me, like when I was live doing like studying and I wasn't even saying anything, I got the most people.
Yeah, interesting that you say that, because I put that test stream up and there was 200 people watching the test stream, and
I was like, what?
I'm just playing music and tinkering, and there's 200 people on there. I've been on live streams that had the best charts I've ever shared, the most accurate numbers I've ever hit, and I had 15 people watching.
Man.
So you're like, so what I'm going to do is tonight I'll start the stream at 10:30 and I'll just have music playing looped in the background, and I'll have a screen that says live at 11 o'clock. That way, if you don't know what's going on, you look at the picture, it says live at 11 o'clock. Oh, it's 10:58. There's 2 more minutes, right?
Yeah.
Then I'll get on there and I'll hit my transitions and it'll start the stream up like normal.
Yeah.
Now, the other question is, who are you trying to appeal to? Because the problem is 18 to 25, they only give a 15, 20-second attention span. 25 to 34, it's more like 4 minutes. 34 to 54, it's more like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. So you got to decide who you, and it turns out the longer you're on there and the longer people see it say live on the right, the more likely they are to go click on it.
Yeah.
That's just part of Twitter's or X's algorithm.
Yeah.
So it puts it over there on purpose so that you see it, which is pretty neat.
In the highlight, yeah. I really like how it's going. But right now it's not letting me stream. Like it knocked me off of Twitter. And every time I try to get back onto Twitter, it won't let me get back on. It says, wait, an error occurred. And then I was trying to, like,
it's already running.
But like I've added a destination in the middle of a stream and then it would go live.
You're using StreamYard, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, people have problems with StreamYard on X sometimes.
Really? What are you using right now?
I have OBS Studio and OBS Streamlabs.
Oh, so you're using the professional stuff.
Oh, yeah. Been using it for a few years.
StreamYard, I like StreamYard. I mean, OBS is what I would say would be the best thing to go with, but
that's how I get all the transitions and the sound effects like this, etc. I don't know if you could hear that or not. Could you hear it?
That one.
You couldn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's probably, I'll tell you what it is. It doesn't let me, so I'll tell you what. If I do this, now you can hear it. So I can do that because I have a Stream Deck over here.
I wonder if you mute you because you're because you're on like the stream, you know what I mean? Like they have like one sound source that they let in kind of thing.
So that's another thing. Yeah, what I noticed when I was tinkering earlier was I was streaming to X, to TikTok, and to Rumble all at the same time. It was picking up audio from X, playing it through my headphones and into Rumble. So Rumble was playing 2 of the same Notorious B.I.G. songs at the same time. And then it started looping it because it couldn't figure out what to pick up. So I've got to start and then I've got to like mute stuff and click the right buttons. And that's just what I'm going to have to do because YouTube is way easier. You just push one button and you're good to go.
Wow.
But if you're going to stop me from talking about what I want to talk about, well, y'all can kick rocks. I mean, It is what it is. So I got to figure it out.
Yeah, I think you'll figure it out. I think it'll work out because it's like, yeah, YouTube is a piece of, I got X working again. I don't know how, but yay, YouTube is a piece of interesting work, so to speak. Yeah.
It's part of the game, is what it is. I'm not too much worried about it. For the people who are watching now, you're already locked in and engaged and you'll pay attention. It's trying to get new people to listen, and that's the absolute worst. I talked to a group of 150 guys last night, and I think 2 out of 150 were actually listening. And it's crazy because they're the target audience, 18 to 24, young, no bills yet, just starting college. You have no idea what you need to be doing right now. And the only thing they can think of is, let me put $10 on this parlay real quick, see if I can win some money sports betting. You're going to lose. Imagine taking that $10 and buying Bitcoin and not looking at it for 10 years. Good luck convincing anybody to do that. They're too busy betting on whether or not LeBron's going to start or if Bronny James is going to get moved up from the G League. Like, this is what you would rather spend your money on? That's stupid, man. It's hard to motivate people that they need to stop what they're doing and invest their money because they don't want to invest their money till they're 40. Well, it's too late now.
It's like the, like the my generation, I guess, what millennial, and then the generation after that is this Gen Z is like they're born into instant gratification, and it's just so unfortunate for them. And I was talking to my friend about this yesterday. I was like, maybe AI will save them, because like, and I don't know if this is like a bias or if it's like a truth, but like most of the things that I do hear about some people who are in Gen Z, not everybody, but they're like not there. Like they don't have some of the skills, like basic skills that other generations had because of what the technology is doing to them. And so they're like, one, they don't want to work, and they think that like fruitfulness is impossible without like being an entertainer or it's like now it's like everybody wants to go to the league now, but the league is streaming and like there's no boundary. So like before there was at least some kind of thing where like I, as a Black woman, no, I'm not going to the NBA. It ain't happening. Like, I just never going to happen. Right. So my dreams aren't stacking up towards some pipe dream. But now I, as a Black woman, could be like, oh, I could be a streamer because there's probably somebody else that looks like me that's doing it well. And then I put all this energy into this thing, but I'm not really building a real skill, like a real thing. Like people look at the Kai streamer, like from what I know, he's gaming and he's entertaining, he's fun, there's no real skill. So it's like,
yeah,
people aren't understanding that we can't all exist with no skills. Like it just doesn't work that way.
Unfortunately, I have 2 boys, so I know exactly what you're talking about. One of them wants to be a YouTube streamer, which I absolutely squashed. I was like, what are you talking about? Well, I want to be like blah, blah. Okay. All right. So do you realize that's one of 190 million people his age? One of 190 million. And do you realize that he's only popular because he got lucky and one 15-second clip went viral? Just like Hawk Tuah Girl. You want to be Hawk Tuah Girl? Because that's what you're asking for. And look what happened to her when she has no discernible skills and she's placed out into the public. Oh, I'm popular and have no discernible skills. What do? You don't know what to do, huh? So you start figuring it out. Oh, I know what I should do. I should get with people who know. And guess who those people are? Those are the people you shouldn't have been talking with to begin with, because they want your money. And they use you to make money. Then they make money off your back. And now she's been in bed for 2 weeks and she hadn't woke up yet. That's crazy. Right.
I saw that. I was like, like what is going on? Like why? It's just like so frustrating. It's just like how people literally walking into this. Like you like walk into it. Like you literally walk. I don't get it.
It shocks me that I'm seeing people say they put $10,000 into it or $20,000 into it. What the hell were you thinking? $10,000 into a coin like that? What are you thinking? What did you think was going to happen? I mean, for real, did you think this was the right thing to do? Did you think, oh man, yeah, I can make it? No. Wow. You gambled 10 grand on that. Gosh, imagine you gave me 10 grand and said, here, go find something to do with it. Oh boy, I'm turning that into 100 in no time.
I'm not putting that in Hawk Tuah. I'm not putting that. And then that's like a real life, like, and that is crazy, but that's just the gambling and the euphoria of
instant gratification.
Gen Z people, but that's like the patience. You don't want to wait. You want to put it. There are so many more meme coins. You could have put that shit on Peanut, anything. Well, I don't know, but anything but that, because at least it has something other than some random girl starting with nothing behind it. I saw someone tweet that she could have got like a bunch of girls in a room streaming and was like, if it gets to this market cap, then we'll Hawk Tuah in person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's some kind of value to someone versus you just launching a token into the air and just being like, okay, buy it now because I had a viral meme. Like what? That is like, that's a part of the, I guess, the instant gratification that really messes up the generation.
And to piggyback on top of that, did you see the interview she did before all this where they asked her about the fella who interviewed her? And they said, hey, would you like to shout him out? He's the reason you're popular. And she said, no. And I'm like, yo, do you not realize the person who put you on is the reason you're popular?
Right.
Not because you spit on wieners.
Right.
Because he put you on. There's tons of girls spitting on wieners. You just the loudest one. Do you not realize that? And the answer is no, she doesn't. It's all blinders. Here's what I see. It's only about what I see. It's insane. And it's not just her. It's a whole generation of children. They don't have the someone posted up here, soft social skills. Hey, how are you? They don't know how to talk to people. They don't understand cognitive dissonance. They don't understand that some people are thinking other things than what I'm thinking. It's not all about you and your box. And we can say it's a bunch of different reasons. You could probably argue that, when they had the whole lockdowns, that messed with a lot of people. And I would agree, it probably did. It probably did mess with a lot of people. But at the same time, that's on the parents to make the kids go outside and learn how to talk to people. Just go knock on doors and say, hey, I just want to say, hey, I live down the street. If y'all need help with anything, holler at me. Gutters cleaned or something, I got you.
Right.
If you need snow shovel, whatever, come holler at me. If you got some leaves you need picked up, me and my brother will help. Whatever it is.
Right.
That doesn't exist anymore. People don't go talk to each other. They text each other from 5 feet away. And that's scary.
I'm at your front door. Instead of knocking. That's what we do now.
We have Ring doorbells, so we don't have to check the door.
Yeah. Exactly.
Remember when we used to open the door and be like, hey, how are you?
Hello, person. Nope. Hello, human. That's just so interesting that how all this boils down. And I can see y'all comments from Facebook, but for some reason it won't let me comment back I can comment back through YouTube and Twitch,
I see
but
the
it
same
won't
thing
let
what you're
you,
saying.
yeah, it won't let you. So if you're commenting, I see you. Um, Kenzel, you picked up on the topic pretty quick. That's why I didn't answer that back. But no, we can see your comments. It just doesn't let us like type back because of the way that the system is set up, or what have you. Some of these kids need door-to-door sales skills.
Yeah, see, that's important. So I had so that same group of guys I was talking to you about, right? Young, impressionable black males, 150 of them. Listen, do you understand you have an opportunity that all the people before you didn't have? You are 18 to 24 with an opportunity to get into crypto and learn how to do some basic stuff and make good money at this. And you can set yourself up for when you're 40, unlike me, who had to wait till I was 40. There's someone telling you now to set it up now so you don't have to do it later. But that instant gratification, that doesn't exist in their head. They don't understand what you're saying. Well, I can't right now. That's what I got told. I can't do this right now because I have a test to take. And oh, that's wonderful. Aren't you about to go to the toilet and sit on the toilet and scroll through TikTok and Instagram and look at thoughts? Ain't that what you're about to do? Well, how about you get out your phone and chart for 5 minutes? No, I don't have time for that. And that's like, you know what? Good. I don't have time for you either. Unfortunately, my time is more valuable than yours. So I don't have time to tell you what to do anymore. Now, once you buy at the top, you paid me to leave. So thank you.
Oh yeah, dang. I didn't think about that. And my best friend's a cheer coach, and she was kind of saying that her kids, like, sometimes she has to really explain to them that you have to work hard. Like, she was like, you didn't place because you're not hustling. You keep thinking that just because you show up to practice means that you're going to get number one or what have you like that. But that's not how it works. You got to practice at home. Like, people don't understand what it really means to want something and go after it, because I think the lack of focus, because the internet is breaking up your focus so much that you don't even get to spend enough time on it, nor do you get to like spend enough time with your own ideas about yourself before the internet tells you who you should be. And that's something that, like, I do empathize with that age range, because I have no idea how it feels to grow up indoctrinated into constant messaging being put into my head. Like, luckily I didn't have to, like, social media wasn't really a special thing. Like, Twitter popped off in 2010. I was 20 by then. So like, it wasn't, I still had something, in my brain versus like coming where they're coming for. It's just like, I guess we can go on all day. So we're talking about portfolio, but
this is part of it though. This is part of it because the mental is so important that everyone just overlooks this part. It's crazy.
No, I agree. And I thought the same thing when you were saying, like, how some of the young men are, the instant gratification is important to them. It's also something that I deal with, like, where people just generally have money blocks and things that they have to deal with personally before they go out and venture. Like my mom spends a lot of money. She's a big spender. She can make money. She spends so much money. So when it comes to me, yeah, I can spend, but I will hoard the fuck out of some money. I will hoard money unnecessarily.
Yeah.
But it's because I am afraid of not having it. But then that stops me from making good investments. That stops me from opportunities, because I'm just so used to just letting it sit and being able to click at it and look at it. And I know I'm not the only one. And it's something that I work with. I work with a coach, and she basically is like a therapist that, like, hurts my feelings. You know what I mean? Like, she just doesn't really care about how I feel. She wants me to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that was a topic that we had today about, like, hoarding money. Like, I cannot even receive more if I'm just like holding on so tight. But this is a behavior that I've gotten as a trauma response to seeing my mom just blow it, and then still be working so hard, like hard.
Yeah. So it's a great thing that you brought up here, because this is something else I brought up to that group of men. I was like, look, quick question. You guys all know who Jordan is, yeah? Yeah. You guys know who Kobe is, yeah? Yeah. I was like, do you know Kobe worked out for 4 hours every practice after practice was over? Why? Do you know there was a time when Jordan was in college and he's talking to Roy Williams, who's an assistant coach for North Carolina at the time, isn't even a head coach yet. He's a Dean Smith assistant. Michael Jordan comes in the room and says, hey, I just want to let you know I'm here. I'm going to be the best I can be. I want to be the best player that this school's ever seen and college basketball's ever seen. He says, all right, great. Let's go out and practice. He practices, blah, blah, blah. It come out 3 days later and he says, you're not starting. And he says, what do you mean I'm not starting? I'm the best player out here. And he says, well, you could be. He says, but I've been practicing and I'm working hard. And he says, I thought you wanted to be the best player ever. Then get right back out there after practice and go practice more. Mm-hmm. And then when you feel tired, go practice more. And then when you feel tireder, practice more. And then you'll be the best. I said, so let's relate that to what you young men do. I go to work. I work at wherever you work. You get off work, go home, play Madden, talk on the internet, chase girls. That's great. You know what you could be doing? Door dashing, Uber Eats. I don't give a crap what it is. And every extra dollar that you make, you don't even look at. You immediately buy Bitcoin, you stick it on a ledger, and you don't look at it. Yeah. Buy Bitcoin, you stick it on a ledger, and you don't look at it. I was like, this is going to suck for years. It's going to suck. It's going to be tiring and frustrating, and people going to make fun of you because you don't go out to the club and hang out. You don't go out to people. You don't go out to your buddy's house. They'll play Madden no more. You're not even one of the guys, right? And then you buy the house and you buy the other stuff that you saved your money for. And all of a sudden these people come back and they say, oh man, where'd you get a house? How'd you do? You remember all them hours I was working when y'all was, for what it's worth, fucking around? Well, now I wasn't though. I was working hard. Yeah. And now that I've put the time in, I get the reward. No one wants to put the time in up front. Everybody wants the instant reward, and you're not going to get it. It won't last. It feels good for now. But just like what you said, your coach says, fuck your feelings. It doesn't matter how you feel. Nobody cares. Nobody cares how I feel. Nobody cares how you feel. This is all about making money. We're here to get paid. You invest money to make more money. We make friends along the way, and it's great. I made lifelong friends that I never thought I would make from all across the world. Same. I've met people from around the world. Do you understand what that does to my head? I've met people from around the world. And it wasn't because I was there to make friends. It was because we were all there to make money. I had people that would look at me and say, no, Keith, you're wrong. Watch this. Ah, shit. How did you know that? Okay, tell me. What did you know? And then I could look at someone and say, hey, no, Kareem, stop it. What? And then I show you, right. That doesn't exist enough. We don't have enough people doing that, teaching each other the right way, and people who are open-minded enough to willing to listen that maybe they're wrong.
And it's easier here. Well, like how you said, when you're in it together, I think that's what makes crypto special. Because once people decide to commit to it, it's a deeper meaning for most people that like we have a mission like we're trying to reach regardless. And so it becomes easier to connect with people and generally like to get to know them. And I do love that too. Like that I've talked to people from all over the world. My favorite people are from places that I would have never expected them to be. Like I have a friend in Russia. He's so cool. He teaches me so much stuff and like just culturally, like the differences and like how there's a day where there's daylight all the time. And he gets excited to share that with me. And regardless, we work with each other on different stuff. We've still kept in contact. And it's been like, it's like world building. Cause like now my mind is thinking differently because I see how he's thinking about it, where his experience is like, and I'm like, wow.
Yep. Same thing. I've got an admin named Matt. We call him China Matt. That's not his real name. But because he's in China, I called him China Matt in 2020. Interestingly enough, he's in Wuhan. Would you believe that? And He's not Chinese. He's British. But he lives in Wuhan. So it's China Matt. And I make fun of him by saying, I'm saying it in British, China Matt. That's not British, obviously, but I'm saying it in British. Mm-hmm. Guy's a genius. Give him something. He'll plug it in. Bam, bam, bam's got it figured out. And he'll send out the data. And it's always data. It's crazy. Super smart guy. And I've learned different things about how things happen over there compared to over here. Mm. So that was another thing that made me shut up and stop complaining so much. I'm like, bro, you think you got it bad here? Wait till they knock on your door and just ask to walk through your house. Just because. Yeah. Just because you're not Chinese in Wuhan. I need you to come out the house. Welding doors shut. That's how we found out about that. Wow. During COVID, when they were welding doors shut, we were like, that isn't real. So I hit up China Man. I'm like, bro, is this real? The level of things that he goes through just to talk to us, because, they don't have free internet over there. They don't have free speech. So just to be able to talk to us, he's got to jump through hoops. Yeah. So every time he talks, I shut up and listen because he's spending a lot of effort just to even have something to say. Yeah. And when people like that talk, I'm trying to shut up and hear it. Yeah. That's a big deal too, because like it does take a lot of people, people to be able to just talk. Like in Nigeria, and their bandwidth is always
fucked, or you know, if you don't have Skynet, sometimes it could just be hard for you to connect, but they find a way. Okay, they find a fucking way to get to this stuff. Like that's a whole nother conversation about people actually being resourceful and trying,
Mhm.
but they definitely find a way, and I do appreciate that kind of effort and like attentiveness, and like it gets like so not sad, but like in America, it's like the comfortability. The use case for crypto in America is investment, right? It's just making money. That's it. It's not bridging any gaps. We have Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, whatever, right? We kind of have those payment rails that other countries really do need. And so for us, it's investment. So I guess because of that, it makes people more lazy as far as like wanting to get on it. And I don't really know why, but like I don't know if I ever would have been into investing if I didn't learn about crypto. I thought Bitcoin was so cool. And by nature of learning about Bitcoin, I had to learn about the chart. I had to learn about everything else. And that is what, like, my first investment was crypto. It wasn't a stock. It wasn't, or I guess technically it could have been my 401k at work. But you know what I mean? Like my actual one
Mhm.
was that way. And I don't know. I want people to get into this. I guess that's why we're doing the stream. We ain't trying to talk shit, but it's the reality of what happens when you miss an opportunity that's this huge in front of you, or that when you see people just fading it, like just like whatever, and you're like, what? But you wanted
So
money.
what I picked up on what you just said is you found out about Bitcoin and you had the thought in your head that you needed to know what it was.
Yes.
Okay. 98% of people, here's your biggest problem to solve. And I've run into this after year 6 in this. Make people need to know. How do you make people need to know? There's only one way to make young people need to know. You must flex on them.
And it sucks. Like, why do you have to do that?
I hate doing that. No one likes an asshole.
Do
you understand? I've had time with Lambos. I've got Rolexes. It's not the point. I bought these as they were investments because they're liquid and they'll hold the value better than cash will. In case you didn't know that, kids, watches hold their value better than cash. So if you got extra money laying around and you don't know what to do with it, you can buy a watch, put it in a safe, and it'll hold its value and be liquid that you can then resell when you need the cash, right? And it doesn't even have to be the same guy. But if you show people and say, oh man, here's what I can buy. Oh, how'd you get that? And now they need to know how you got it. So just the other day, I was talking to some guys and here's a mistake I made. I went to the watch store local to me. Guy here has a watch store and he doesn't sell new Rolexes or new APs or new Pateks. He sells resale stuff. So if you have a watch you'd like to sell him, he'll buy it from you and then he'll resell it.
Okay.
Well, guess what? He's got a whole plethora of watches. And I've been wanting this for a while. It's a Rolex GMT Pepsi. I've been wanting one of these for a while. And I was like, hey, man, let me see what you got. All right, pulled it out. $20,000 is a lot of money, right? Same thing I said. So I'd give 17. So 17 out the door, pay with crypto. Here we go. Right. So you can show that to people and say, hey, man, I had to make a choice. I decided, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, I just made a choice. I bought it. How much money did you make today? Well, you didn't make any. Well, make some money and then you can buy one of these. Oh, well, now you have my attention. That's literally what he said. Well, now you have my attention. He said, how much have you made over time? I haven't counted up how much money I've made and lost over time. I've made 1.2 million and lost a large majority over time. So I had to figure out how to fix that. I lost most of it during the bull run, and didn't really lose much over the bear market. I was pretty much in stable coins. But I'm up to now that 1.3 million, not total. I don't have that right now. I'm under that, but I'm getting back up there again. But when I said that, piqued his attention again. You know, I'm like, you don't have to be 40 to do this. You can be 18. Sit down and do it. Here's the thing. Go. Unfortunately, I found the only way to get people to listen is to flex a little bit. And I hate that. But unfortunately, that's how they communicate.
Not the only one. I mean, when not before, but like in between crypto stuff, I work with creators in other industries. And it's the same thing. Like I work with a vending machine course creator that has a vending machine business that will teach people, government job creator that helps teach people get government jobs, and a credit person. all three of them have said vehemently, like, I don't want to flex, but you guys only pay attention when I flex on you. When I show you my new Tesla, that is the only time that you're actually paying attention. And that, like, that's the only, even for me growing my brand, like, I would have to start being like, oh, look what like, my flexes are little. Like, I just got a free $500 thing here. Like, it's not like a huge thing, but like some people really do, like, look at what I'm able to do. Or look at, it really helps. And it's so annoying that is what it is. It's such a desperation, but that is literally the only thing across, and it's not just crypto, just across industries that work. And that's the reason why the KOLs who pump tokens like get paid, because it's that they are able to have larger audiences and attract those chasers, like, people chasing them gains. But then the same people who put 20K in Hawk Tuah, that's the same people.
Yeah. What you start to find out is you've got to lose. So what's going to happen is you'll flex. You'll show people you made money, you did well. That'll make them need to know. So then you give them the information, you give them baseline information. If they're interested, they'll take it farther, and they won't just stop in the middle. They'll go all the way up here first and say, ooh, what's all the way up here? And that's Hawk Tuah crap. All right, you need to start down here, and you can be right here and make good money.
Yeah.
But that's not what people want. They want this. So the first thing they do is they type in crypto on X, and you see Hawk Tuah, Pepe, Chill Guy, blah, blah, blah. All right, Greg, go look at the charts. Phew. Right? That's not what they see. So they have to lose. And then when they lose, they got to know, number one, I'm out and I'm done. Or like me, how did you do that? How did you beat me? How did you get my money? I don't understand. What did you do? What just happened? And then that sparked the thing in my head that made me go, hey, if you did that, what could I have done to not let you do that? Oh, you mean you used this chart? I got to learn charts. And then I learned charts and I went, oh shit. So this is what they're doing. God, Keith, what an idiot. What were you doing? You went into you took a knife into an RPG tank battle. What were you thinking?
Not an RPG tank battle.
It wasn't even a gunfight. That's not even fair. It's an RPG tank battle, and people are shooting space rockets, and you got a knife over here talking about, I want to make some money. You're going to lose, and it's unfortunate. And all these kids are going to have to learn this. It's going to get so bad this time next year. This time next year. This time next year is the end of the bull run.
Right.
So when that happens, you're going to see mass happiness, max euphoria. Oh man, I bought widget XXX coin that Megan Thee Stallion made, and I'm up $10,000. And then 3 weeks later, they'll be back down to $20.
They ain't gonna sell it.
And they'll be blaming you and me.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be blaming you and me. And I'm going to say, oh, no. See all these videos I did where I told you this was going to happen? You didn't listen?
Right. Man, I do hope that that people can fare well and do okay. I do hope that I don't want everybody to get washed out, but it's the nature of the game. Like, it is what it is.
It's required. I say this a lot, but for me, in order for me to win, I need 95% of people to lose. That sucks, doesn't it?
It does suck. When it comes to markets, it sucks. I believe in abundance. I believe everybody can be abundant. When it comes to this, it's not about that. It's completely different.
Everyone can be abundant. There are only a few people who win. There's actually only one winner. That's the reason we call him the winner. Everyone else lost. Everyone else was second or worse. You lost. First loser, second place. Now, does that mean you don't get any money? No. You can still make a ton. You're not going to make 100 billion off of Hawk Tuah coin, but you're going to get paid.
Right.
All right. So don't try. Okay. Strive to be Jordan. Okay. That's great. I hope you make it. But don't be mad if you're DeMar DeRozan. Still killing it. You can still be Melo Ball. You can still be a baller. But you're not going to be Kobe and Jordan right off the bat. You have to work up to that. It's no different than anything you're going to do the rest of your life. Oh, I want to be a cop. Great. Oh, I want to be a detective. You're going to be a cop and you're going to be on the beat for 4 years. Then you're going to do extra training just to be an assistant detective before you get the chance to be a detective. And then you got to be a detective for 10 years before you get to be lead detective. Marketing. Oh, I started off in sales, and then I went to sales associate manager, and then I went to main sales manager, and then I went to associate sales manager. Now, over and over and over and over. It's okay to be Pippen is fire. That is fire. It's okay to be Pippen. Bro had 6 rings.
He did.
6 rings. But he also knew that the man up front was winning. He was the king, and he was going to ride them coattails. He had no problem with it, which was great. And he knew I was always going to be there in case he needed anything. He knew his role, and he played his role. That's what most people won't do. They won't know their role, and they won't play their role.
I was about to say, did he play with Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan?
Yeah, Michael Jordan. Yeah, he was a small forward. All right, so when Scottie Pippen was still in the league and Jordan retired, Pippen still averaged 28.5 a game, which is top 5 in the league at the time. Only they didn't win no championships without Jordan. They got to the playoffs, but they didn't have that last killer. They didn't have the absolute killer. But Jordan was. He was going to get his profits. Do you understand? He was going to get his profits. No matter what you do, I'm going to get my profits. And no one else on that team was like that except Scottie Pippen. So who's going to win now? Jordan comes back. Here we go. We're taking profits again. And they did for 3 more years after that.
Wow. That's some basketball history for you. Man, we're at 2:00. This has been great. But before we go, I know, right? I know. Before we go, I've been loving this. Can you give us like a quick view of the charts and like just a breeze over it? I still think it's helpful if people look at it a little bit, see what's going on.
So can you see that?
I'm gonna add it up right now.
This is Bitcoin on the weekly scale. Now I'm going to scroll way out. Let me pop this window up. Hold on, I got it. I got 2 windows open on the same thing because I got all these monitors.
How many monitors do you have?
So I have 3 in here. The main one is a 36-inch wide screen, and then I have a 24-inch screen, and then I have the normal 21 over here where you're usually at, which is why I'm usually looking off this way when you're talking, because that's where my display is. Now the camera's right there, but the display pops up over there. It sets this up to where I can live stream. Bam, 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 right? Anyway, I had you up here, so I was looking straight like I was engaged. This is Bitcoin Weekly, and you're not going to understand these white horizontal lines, but they're essentially mathematical targets on the way up and down. When I said these things are all based on algorithms and computers trading, this is what they're using. It doesn't matter what I think, this is what they're using. All right. So these mathematical lines call them pre-programmed forward targets that they know they're going to try to hit. All right. If you're in a tank and you're in a war, you look at a map and you say, we want to get to this line. And once we get to this line, we'll reassess, we'll bring in reinforcements. We might call in some airplanes to go look at stuff. And then we'll try to get to the next line. That's exactly what we're doing on the charts every single time. The first line that you see we're hitting right now is 1.272. All right. That's just a mathematical Fibonacci number up. It's 103,971. Depending on the exchange, this dances around and changes a little bit, but we're playing with that line right now. Here is 2016, 2020, and 2024 in the middle. I've got them labeled at the same time 8 years ago, same time 4 years ago, and now. And as you can see, these charts are playing out nearly identical to what they did in the past. The green vertical line is halving. And you can see we're having the same sweep up post halving. Also note that the same amount of time has passed through each basic bull run, less or minus a week and 3 days. So whatever you think about how long this is going to last is wrong. It's all based on the time of the Bitcoin move, bottom line. All right. So doesn't matter what you think or what I think. This only has till next year, this time to go. Then it's time to take profits. No more buying. We're only selling. And we're going to do that for a whole nother year after that, because that's the way the cycle works. Above all else, people need to know about this cycle, because if you know about the cycle, you can pretty much just chill and basically do nothing for 3 years at a time. All right. So for people who want to hodl, you really only need to buy and sell one time, once in a while, and that's it.
Sure.
So since we're up here at 1272, I wanted you to see this side by side so you would know the way it looks.
Yeah.
Since we're up here, we're approaching the end of the year. This is a volatile time in the markets. Anytime you get near a major milestone, which we're approaching the end of the fourth quarter, the end of the week, the end of the month, the end of the year, all at the same time. That's called quad witching. All right. That's a quad witching moment. Imagine 4 witches.
Gang.
Okay? Right. I'm going the other way 10 out of 10 times. So when that happens, essentially what I just said, when you're going the other way, people like to fade computers. people who run the computers like to fade back a little bit and let the market settle out before they get ramped way up again, because a majority of the money is done by them. They must go with the trend. Whatever that trend is, they go with it. This trend is very clearly up. So they're always looking to buy here. Just need to let it settle out first. It looks a little ugly right now, but I don't think this fails too much farther past 100. We're at 98 right now, and you think, oh, that's a long way from 200. No, that's less than 2%. So relax, have a beer, make you a cup of sweet tea. I've been practicing making my grandma's sweet tea for the last few days. It's fire. But nonetheless, we give it a little time. It'll shake out. I think this continues to go up and sideways until tax time to May next year. My targets for that are, and I'll pull up a new indicator for you here to see. This is really cool. It's going to be a little confusing at first, but bear with me. This is called Bitcoin Rainbow Wave. Okay. And the way this works is it shows us mathematical predetermined cycle points here and kind of gives us an idea of what's coming and what ain't. I'm going to go to the 3 days so it all fits on the chart. The reason I know this is because I tinker around with this all the time. So let me drop some lines off. I wasn't prepared for this. Sorry.
Take your time.
I was totally unprepared.
This looks so cool, though. Is this an indicator? Like, do people like make indicators, like plugins, and like, you know, submit indicators?
Yeah, we make our own indicators actually.
Oh.
We don't use we use some stock ones like you're seeing right now, but for the most part, we don't. We use our own indicators. We kind of like to, I don't want to say know what's coming, but change what we don't want to see and what we do want to see. Okay. What I want you to mostly notice about this is if I go to previous cycles, these highlighted areas are called quote unquote can't miss areas. And if you look back in history, you'll see that these areas get hit every single time. This is 2020. All these highlighted areas keep getting hit, keep getting hit, keep getting hit. And no matter how far back I go, you'll see the same repeated price action. So here we are again. Our upward targets, since we're in one of our can't miss areas now, and we're working toward getting out of this blue zone right here, the next line up is pink. That pink line is right now is about 121. Call it 125 because that's the next closest round number, a quarter, 25. That's my next target, 125. From there, we got targets on the upside of that to about 175 to 250. I know that sounds crazy right now. I actually think that happens by May. If it happens by May, that's probably the top for Bitcoin. And that's probably where money starts to roll into Ethereum and top layer ones, because those are where we get the money next. Binance Coin, Solana, Ethereum, etc. Money goes from Bitcoin to there. When that happens, guess what happens to altcoins who are all built on top of Ethereum and Solana and AVAX and FTM and Binance Coin? They all go up in value. This is the cycle we have. So once this plays out, 175 to 250 is my lock it in numbers. From there, we'll roll back on Bitcoin. I'll be done with Bitcoin at that point. No more. I'm selling it for something else, and I'll figure out what I want. I'm probably going to take a nice long break from April till June. I've already got plans to go do business stuff down in Florida. I'll be in Palm, West Palm, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando. Then I got to go up to Massachusetts to meet some guys up there. Do some more stuff up there. But that's going to be in the lull period where we slow down. How do I know all this? Because it's my fucking job, y'all. Okay, do y'all have a job and y'all know what y'all doing at y'all's jobs? This is what I do. So doubt me if you must, but know that I don't care if you doubt me. These numbers don't change no matter what I say. All right? It's a done deal. I don't control them. I'm just reporting. Hate me if you must, right? So once we get that April, May area, I think that's where we top out on Bitcoin. Once it tops out, we roll into other stuff. Then you have a multiple month bull market that goes to the end of the year. That'll top out for altcoins, low caps, shitters, micro caps, memes, doesn't matter. New stuff comes out, et cetera, et cetera. That's all for next year, mostly post summer, but that doesn't mean that's when to buy. That's just when you'll see them get red hot.
Yeah.
They'll run to the end of the year. You'll see mass euphoria. Throw in whatever news events you need to have a narrative for. That'll just add on top of what we already see coming. I don't need any news to tell me this was already going to happen. We knew these numbers would happen all the way back in 2022 when we started talking about it. You can go check me out on YouTube and see that. No BS. I've never deleted anything off of YouTube. So all the streams are still there if you don't believe me.
Of course they do.
Not just you, anybody listening.
I want to say, what do you mean?
I don't want anyone to believe me. Doubt me.
I think this is like the most, I wish I could, I think I can clip this. When you were explaining it though, I was like this. So
I'll try to clean this up a little bit, and I'll tell you what. Give me
no, I was like this because I was so into it. It wasn't like that confusing. I mean, it is. I mean, it's not like I'm an expert and I completely get all of this, but from the way you were explaining it and showing it, I don't think it was confusing. I was more so making this face because I was like, damn, that's really interesting. That makes sense to me.
So what you're saying is the same thing I said. Well, damn, that's interesting. And then I started thinking on it, and I'm like, well, let's go back in history and look, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All that led me to go, I don't believe this. I doubt this. Because I had the doubt and I didn't understand, I went digging around. That's why I say, don't believe me, doubt me. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some idiot on the internet in South Carolina, y'all. Okay, hate me, don't believe me, but go see for yourself. This isn't me just making these numbers up. This is mathematical. Bitcoin is mathematical. Stop. Hard stop. All the kids like to say pause. Hard pause. Okay, right there. It's mathematical. Don't want to hear anything else. Can you add to it if a lot of people bought it? Sure. Would it be great if the government was in on it? Sure. Would it be excellent if they had a reserve? Oh, hell yeah. But we might get there eventually. We ain't there today. Right. So let's stop speculating and just start reading. Yeah. Read the chart. What does the chart say? The chart says we're going to go up more. Just not right now. Have a beer, relax. We're good.
Holiday season. Yeah.
Yeah, got to get through this. We'll be fine.
Well, I want to say everybody that's streaming right now, we have like 100 people here. If you don't already, I'm going to drop Keith's link to his page and also to his community. The first month is free. And then after that, it's like less than $20 a month. And it's going to be the best place that you can get fair and logical information about and use that to like build up on what you're doing already for your portfolio and for help and just to talk to other people who are doing the same thing as you. It's kind of a no-brainer if you feel like you're new to this and you want help, or that you don't want to do it alone. I actually don't suggest that anyone do this alone. I don't think this is an alone kind of activity. I think your decisions have to be all on your own, but they should be influenced by other people who are actively into the same things and are gaining the same way as you. So their decision-making kind of like, I'm in a group chat with my friends and like, they may be like, we're going to pull out of this and why, and they'll explain why they're pulling out of a certain asset. And then it helps me make my decision or not make a decision or what have you, or just keep that mentally. I'm learning from them as they're explaining their logic behind what they're doing with the charts. This all comes from being active in a group chat. And like you literally, to me, sometimes I put on my calendar to make sure I check my chats because sometimes it's a few, but honestly, it's like, if you knew that you could do something with and I think that the thing about the bull run that people kind of like, misconstrue or maybe not misconstrue is the word, but more so it's like if you left this bull run and you were able to buy yourself or pay off your car, that's a win. Like people sometimes want the bull run to equal like or they hear something and like want it to equal life-changing money, but you can still make life impacting money. Like that's still important because most times you're leaving with nothing. But what if you left with a car? What if you left with a down payment to your house? Like, what if you left with an actual thing that you can use towards your future? Maybe you didn't get $1 million. You know what I mean? You don't have the skills for it, and that's okay. Like, it's a skill level that comes with that kind of money too, and to keep that money. But maybe you did get something substantial that can impact your life. Like when the Robinhood stock went up, I bought Robinhood like in April at $17. It went to like $42. I took out my initial investment and I fixed my car with it. That's wealth to me. Okay. Like I didn't pay for my car to get fixed. Robinhood paid for my car to get fixed. See? And then I used the rest of the money on my son's Christmas gifts. I didn't pay for his Christmas gifts. That $1,500 that I put in Robinhood in April paid for those Christmas gifts.
You know who else? You guess what? Someone else paid for your Christmas gifts. You took their money. See how it works? You don't give a shit either, do you?
Nope, absolutely
exactly.
not.
See how it works?
Happy.
When it comes to money, there's no feelings. No I feel likes. No I feel likes. Nobody cares how you feel. Show me the money. Money on the wood makes the game go good. It's very simple, okay? Don't tell me how you feel. Show me what you got. I'm looking at Robinhood now. It's got a little bit of a topping pattern, but it's not done either. I like this to go probably to 60 or more. killing it.
Yeah, you know what? And it was my friend that's in a space, and like he's a dudgeon, and had been talking about it for a while, and then I talked to him about it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put someone there. Him and two of my other friends were really talking about it, and that's kind of why I made the decision. And I kind of went, for me, 1,500 on that is if we going big, but I did feel like I had upside, and also I looked at the fundamentals, like Robinhood adding crypto, and I know that that's not the deciders, but for me, it helped to make the decision. Like, hey, you know what? I'm bullish on this company. I use it. I think it's a cool app. They have some things they need to fix, but they're doing pretty good with the way that they're acquiring stuff. It should be like a fine investment. And that's kind of why I went that way. And it was kind of my first real profitable stock investment that I had made in my life. Even though I tried stocks a few years earlier, and I had a few. I've like some, random, but it wasn't the same. So it was definitely a different experience for me. And it's just slow money, like it was April when I did that.
So what you just said, slow money. That's hard for people to hear. Everybody wants fast money right now in the world of internet porn, OnlyFans, everything else, all fast money. Fast money come with slow problems, y'all. So you ready to deal with them slow problems? And if not, then don't get involved in the fast money. And if you're going to get into fast money, you better have a plan of what to do with that money later. She just said, I only made $1,000 in crypto, right? As an example. Great. You made $1,000 this bull run. That $1,000 turns into $7,000 after next bull run if you don't touch it. The math says Bitcoin does at least a 7x on the next bull run. Okay, great. Now you've got $7,000 instead of $1,000, and you keep going and you keep going. Obviously, you ain't gonna get to play with the money for now. Slow money. Slow money is how us call me Gramps, because that's what the 150 young black men called me, Gramps. That's how Gramps pays his bills. Slow money. How do you pay your bills? By going to work? Yeah, this is what I do for a living.
Yeah.
So I get to pick when I want to work. I get to pick who I talk to. I get to pick what I say, when I say it, and how I say it. Until you have that right, then you don't get to tell me about how bad slow money is.
Yeah.
You work for somebody. I don't.
Yeah. It's that patience, it's fear that it won't work out. It's like all those things that kind of like pile up into people. But at the end of the day, it's time, make a decision. And it's time, even like I'm big on the crypto stuff. I'm big on using AI, like for everything. I'm like, the simple stuff, I'm like, with the brand that I'm building, I'm trying to teach people. Actually, I'll take us off the charts. My goal is to teach people how to either save money, make money, save time, and make time. And to me, crypto is save money, make money, and AI is save time, make time. Like how can you make time for yourself with this tool? What are you using? And it's a lot of experimentations, but it's always, to me, like it takes some time. And that's why I like crypto, because you do get rewarded for being an early adopter, because sometimes there's growing pains that you have to stick with and deal with. Like for me, I'm researching AI agents that are personal assistants. I found a few. The one company I like the most hasn't tweeted in 4 months. Their Discord is done. Like, so I had to start over again, because I'm like, I'm not going to buy a membership where they're not even tweeting. It doesn't make sense. And I had to find another personal assistant. So it's like, sometimes it's work when you're like finding the things for yourself, but it's always worth it. Or you can just like me to find it for you. But, yeah.
So it's interesting you brought up AI, because all my thumbnails for YouTube streams and stuff are done with Grok. I take a picture that I make. Oh yeah, I take a picture that I make and then I plug it into Grok on X, and then I ask it to reimagine it. And then I say, I don't like this, change this. And it'll do it. And I'll say, okay, that's cool, but it's not funny enough. And it'll make it funnier. Or I'll say, that dude looks too cheesy, make him look less cheesy. And it'll do it. And I just keep tinkering until I like the picture.
I never messed with Grok. And
it's really easy.
I never asked anything. I just assumed that it was just like, it's so many.
Oh my God, it's great. It's great. It's way better than ChatGPT. Way better.
At everything, or at
3 times better than the base model ChatGPT.
Wow. I feel that way about Claude, but I feel that way about Claude when it comes to like, Claude can do more. Like I can upload a spreadsheet and tell it I need more columns or whatever. And then it could reorganize and give me a CSV to download. So you can't do that.
What you just said, I took my portfolio that's on Google Sheets and I put it in Grok, and I said, can you figure me out a formula and a better looking spreadsheet? Because this one's too jumbled and I don't like auto updating it. And it took 30 seconds, sent me back the one I use now.
What? So Grok is actually useful?
It's great. It's one of the best things I use. and it's free. It's what's part of
Wow.
X. It's not
Well,
free. It's
yeah.
$8 a month.
I mean, I pay for it. I already pay for X.
Yeah,
Shit,
you're a verified account, then you already pay for it. Grok is great.
yeah.
Obviously, you can tinker around with it, and it does have its limits. Like when you try to make it do subjective stuff, like tell a joke, it doesn't know what's funny.
Yeah.
So you have to say, this isn't funny enough, make it more funny.
Yeah.
And it'll keep trying until it gets it the way you want it to.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what makes an agent really is context. When like say an AI agent, like it's not like it's a rapper in front of ChatGPT or whatever LLM, and you're just giving a system context to make decisions, and that by then it becomes your agent. Some agents can do a lot more than others, and I'm not really focused on like token-based agents, but more of like who makes my life easier agent or who is entertaining agent, which most of them are entertaining to me.
You just explained TA on charts.
Really?
Say all that again. Start with it's just an agent. Say all that again.
It's just an agent, and it
just does what?
Context.
It takes context clues and does what?
It takes context clues, and based off the context clues, is able to give you insight on those context clues. Without the context,
so a candle on a chart that closes above a certain level with the line underneath it gives me 3 context clues that we're going to go up higher in price. Oh wait, I'm AI. Actually, no, I'm just doing technical analysis on the chart. But it's the exact same thing you just said. Now, because you understand that, now you understand what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I just made you need to know just now.
Yeah, I know, right? I was about to say, do you use any AI tools for trading?
No. We've done that before. I can make more money without it. It's easier, but I can make more money without it.
Really?
The stress is elite. However, the stress forces me to work hard and it forces me to focus. And because of that, I don't lose sight of what I'm doing. And if I just plugged it into a bot, I wouldn't appreciate it. And I wouldn't try as hard. So hey kids, did y'all hear that?
Right. But exactly. I don't know what they're gonna do about that. Yeah. I want to know, like, do you think that like a bot type situation will be better for like a swing trader? Like,
yeah. So yes and no. Before you go too far, yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it needs to be done with money that you don't expect to make anything with because it will fail. And no, because of the failure point and the cycle. We already know what the cycle is. You really only need to run the long bot, a buy bot during a bull run, and you need to run a short bot during a bear market. There's no reason in longing during a bear market. That's a failure. Why would you try to buy when everyone's selling? Right. Especially, I mean, everyone. You're the only person going in the exit. All right. So, you got to not do that. You have to roll with the trend. Now, if you've got bots set up that'll only work with the trend, excellent. It may get stuck sometimes and it may struggle sometimes, but it's going to give you a consistent yield. You know what I mean? It'll give you a more consistent yield. Not perfect, but more consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't touched them because that's a whole world. I just don't want to add more complexity to what I'm doing. I do like BunkBot because I haven't bought with it, but I do like when people speculate on memes to put the ticker in there, and then not the ticker, like the address, the contract address, and then to check it a few days later to like see what happened with it. I love doing that, but that's the most I would use a bot for.
Yeah.
Check in on the prices and see like, okay, they posted this. I'm like, how well are their calls? Like I'll check calls.
So interestingly enough, all that stuff you just mentioned is all done with technical analysis as well. Polymarket's all based on technical analysis. What is that other one? Kalashi or Kashali, whatever it's called. It's all based on technical analysis. All that's based on TA. It's all based on basic chart probabilities and deciding whether it's a yes or a no. And we're looking for at least 61.8%. What would be better would be 71 to 88%, which is exactly what just so happens to be a perfect golden pocket technical marker. 68% is ideal because if I win 68% of the time, you go bankrupt. It's that simple. It's that simple. If I win 68% of the time, you go bankrupt. That's why every game in Vegas is 49% or less, y'all. Ta-da! That's why you don't win when you go to Vegas, because you're literally playing against the odds. You need to have a better system when you walk in the door, and you still won't win because it's their system.
Right. Gambling never clicked with me, but honestly, it's because I'm like, when I was younger, I was like, I could go get some clothes. I can make a sandwich. I was thinking of all the things I could do with the money I would lose. but also like I'm unhinged, so I never wanted to put myself in an unhingeable situation, which is a gambling addiction or liking it. But last thing is casinos are so depressing to me. They so dark and so energy sucking. Like the environment of a casino, you could just like it's just a lot. It's so weird.
Yeah. The only time you go to Vegas or go to a casino should be with your friends and only with money you expect to lose. So that you're having fun with your friends. That's what it's for. It's not for making money. You're having fun with your friends.
Right. Exactly. Like just my little $20.
I had a ball with my guys in Vegas. We went twice and I had an absolute riot of a time. And most of the fun we had wasn't at the casino. It was everything around the casino.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't been to Vegas yet, but where I live at, there are a few casinos. I live like literally in DC area. There's like the National Harbor Casino. Then there's a Arundel Mills Casino, which is huge. Mm-hmm. I think Arundel Mills is like one of the biggest malls on the East Coast. And then there's the horseshoe stuff that the old people go to and like play the slots. But like there are so many around here. I actually voted against the casino in PG County because I was like, I don't want this in my neighborhood. It's just going to bring prostitution and drug trafficking. I mean, not even prostitution and drug, because whatever, but like sex trafficking. And that's really what I cared about the most with casinos, because it naturally brings that to the area. But
unfortunately,
it was like, oh, the casino's going to get back money to the schools. I ain't do shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just a stupid. And how am I 18 years old and knowing that was not it? I think I was like 18 when I voted against that.
So yeah, it's interesting you bring that up because it's a very simple formula for all the guys that are watching. Wherever the money is where the women are. And as simple as that. And wherever the women are is where the sex is. And that's how you make money. And that's their superpower that we don't have, fellas. We don't have that ability. So wherever there's money, that's where they are. And that's where the crime comes, honestly. If it wasn't for y'all, I don't think there would be no crime. We'd have nothing to fight over.
I mean, no. The men
we'd have nothing to fight over.
They will fight over egos because what is his name? With the guy with the hat? Cam Newton was just saying that he throws money for other men. Like,
did you understand that?
I just read one line, so I didn't look at his whole clip. So I don't know if there's more context around that.
Oh yeah.
The way that I see it is the same thing. It's like how when I get dressed to go somewhere and I have a particular thing on, I'm not expecting a man to notice certain things about me.
Too late.
But like a woman, like sometimes my outfit and my things are more for another woman subconsciously than a man. Like I'm not trying to impress him with I don't know, with the type of earring. It's a cute earring to him, but for her, she understands it's a Chanel, whatever. Like I think women do that with each other. And I saw how men do it with each other.
Are you saying that when you do that, you kind of get lost in the details and you personalize the details? Like you said, Chanel earrings, where a guy would just say that, oh, those are cute. And you say to another girl, yeah, these are Chanel 17s. Mm-hmm. Where a guy just goes, oh, those are cute. What's your number? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's exactly what Cam Newton's saying about the money. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm filthy rich. $1,000 is nothing to me, but my boys don't have $1,000. So when we're going to the club, if you don't have any money, I got you. Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. I'm going so we have fun. I'm the guy with all the money and everyone's looking at me. I don't need this. Y'all want to have fun? Here's $100. Go throw it. Guarantee you she'll come over there with them Chanel 17s on.
Absolutely will.
All right. And when she comes over here with them Chanel 17s on, you'll say, damn, bro, thank you. Right. And that's the clip that everyone's having a hard time about. No one dug deep enough to listen to it. Yeah, you go to the club with your boys for your boys. You don't go to leave with her because she's not long-term a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Like she's short-term gains. You don't want that. You want long-term gains.
Yeah.
Right? That's what most adult men want, a long-term gain, you know?
No, I understand that. And that would be weird. Like you should go to have fun and it by nature, other thing, like whatever, but don't be going. That's so weird. Like I go to the club with my friends because we're going to have a good time.
Pause. You go to the club and look pretty because there's men there.
That's true.
Not because you want to have a good time. You want to go to the club so you get free drinks. You get to go to the section. You don't pay for food. You know what I've learned about young, beautiful. You know what I've learned about young, beautiful women? You don't know that your time's up till you got to buy your own drink.
Or you're in the wrong place. You need to move on to another establishment where
then the next place goes, how old are you? Instead of going, yeah, come on in. Because all these guys work together and they all learn eventually. Nah. I know who she is. I know what you're trying to do. And then another guy invites you in because, hey, slow Tuesdays happen, right? Unfortunately, this is one of them slow problems. You know, beautiful women, y'all got a cheat code that we don't have. We don't get free drinks. We have to buy those drinks. That section costs $2,000. Ask me how I know. Because you got to pay for this kind of stuff to get the attention. Otherwise, no one knows you have it. We don't buy Rolexes to keep them liquid. We buy Rolexes for, number one, the money, the investment, but number two, because women like them.
Yeah. Women like the status that they represent. They like
what? I'm sorry.
I said women like the status that they represent, you know?
Correct. So
look at that Rolex and be like, I don't know anything about it. But I do know it's a Rolex, right? And so then it means that there's a status symbol associated with that. And that's what's most important than it actually being a Rolex. Or
three things you're biologically inclined to think about, no matter what you do: power, provisions, and parenting. That's your 3 biological triggers that you can't control: power, provisioning, and parenting.
Really?
If I have status and I can bring you resources, food, money, clothing, housing, shelter, whatever, and I'm a good dad, guess what you want? You want that guy. When he doesn't have one of the P's, well, I mean, but the other 2. And then everything else is on top of that. Is he cute? Is he a nice guy? Does he dress well? All that's after the fact when you go, well, damn, he's got a good job, and damn, he's a CEO. Oh shit. And hey man, he's got a kid, and that kid's like doing, damn, he might be kind of cute. Ta-da.
Right.
The 3 P's, brother. The 3 P's. You don't got the 3 P's, then you don't get your attention.
Right.
You won't give him attention until he has the 3 P's, or at least 2 of them. You can have power, be broke, and be a bad dad, and everybody goes, no. I know you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy, right?
It's actually really insane how all this breaks down, or how the perspectives break down with the way that the dating goes, and the status. The status symbols between partners and people. Like, this is so crazy to me.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't notice a lot of this until we went to Vegas the first time, and I'd never been to Vegas before. Right. So whenever you see things online, you see all these women with these very beautiful dresses on and lots of jewelry, and you go, dang, let's look like that when we go to Vegas. All right. So you get to Vegas and you realize the only women dressing like that are the women who get paid to look like that. Everybody else is just hanging out. And then, sorry. Then you get out there. Like I told the woman, I was like, let's get you a sexy black dress like all the other women, right? You can wear your sexy black out in Vegas, right? She did. And then she took it off. She's like, I don't really want to wear that no more. I was like, why? She said, well, I kind of only wanted to wear it because you talked about being frugal with money. I've had a suit sitting in my closet waiting to get dry cleaned since I came back from Vegas in 2022. It's been sitting in my closet waiting to get dry cleaned, and I just being cheap didn't want to do it. I bought a $700 suit to go to Vegas with, right? Been sitting in my closet for 2 years, and I finally got dry cleaned. It was $22. It's $22. It's so dumb. Why didn't I have done that already, right? But it's like she said, I don't really want to wear the dress until you're wearing the suit.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not wearing the suit till we go back. So, like, but now she done lost weight. It won't even fit no more. She needs a new dress. Provisions. One of them P's.
All right, I'm gonna wrap this up because I need to eat. Honestly, I wouldn't if I didn't need to eat, but
sorry, I went off on tangents, y'all. It's important psychology we got to learn.
It's important, and I'm not sorry. This is like one of my favorite things to do, honestly, talking to you and learning from you on the stream and like joking seriously. So that's why I was like, well, I could just stay here, but I was like, you know what, I need to eat. I have not ate today. I did a chai tea, but that's not enough fuel. And honestly, I feel like I feel myself get dumber when I don't have food in my system.
Yeah, I haven't ate either. It's a good idea.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to you're streaming tonight at 11.
I'll be on 11 on X. I'll be on Rumble. It'll be on TikTok, but the only thing you're going to hear on TikTok is audio. Sorry, they're real buggy. It'll start, the stream will be up at 10:30. Then I'll just go on Rumble and stuff right near 11, but then you'll see the transition come in at 11 when my little live stream transition and stuff. We'll be on for about an hour, maybe more. And then after that, in Discord, we have a Zoom till the wee hours of the morning. And we do this, what we're doing right now, for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
I love that.
So,
I love that. Well, yeah, I'm going to be on there. Well, I join most of them or try to watch them because I don't know about the market. So hearing you talk about it is like, okay.
Right, I get it. I get it. Can't do it alone. That's a good point.
Yeah, and about my learning, like the skills, like okay, the simple stuff that you taught is helpful, but like I'm focused on these agents, and like that's kind of the skill I'm building right now. So it's so helpful to just come in and just listen in to someone else who's focused on their expertise and like what they know, what they're doing. So thank you.
Understand. Well, thank you for the time.
Let me end the stream. Oh my goodness.